Maura, how much is this team watching the WCHA standings as the coming weeks go by here and as this regular season comes to a close? With the 2 games still ahead against Wisconsin, it is possible this team could make a run at first in the WCHA. Is that on anyone's mind at all? Are you guys hoping the pieces come into place and you get a little help along the way too to make that happen?
That would be nice. I think we're certainly locked into what's going on in our league and in the national picture as well, and we kind of just focus on what's right in front of us, and the more games we win, the better situation we put ourselves in, and what else might happen around the league is the cherry on top, but we have to take care of business ourselves and then see what can happen, because at Bemidji a couple weeks ago, had we not gotten to that situation, we would have been in second right now. So I think if you lose sight of what you're doing and worry too much about what other people are doing, things don't go well.
Sydney Morin, was it when you came here and she became one of your captains, why pick her as a captain, and what's kind of stood out over the almost 2 years here now with her and Britt captaining the team?
Yeah, our players pick our captains, and so those are fully supported by their teammates, and unless there's something crazy going on, we support those selections. So 2 years in a row, Sid has received the votes and earned the A on her jersey, and I think she's one of those players that obviously does a ton of work on the ice, and you have to pay attention. She's one of our best skaters, best conditioned athletes I've ever seen, extremely smart, manages the game better than most, and we're very fortunate to have her there. Off the ice, she's very organized. She makes sure people show up on time and where they're supposed to be, and does a great job of preparing herself to play at a high level every day. So she's a great example of what it takes to be a real, elite player in this league and in the country.
What's allowed her this year to become even more of an offensive defenseman than maybe she was in the past?
I think, adding someone like Jalen on the back end, that gives her a little more opportunity to take more offensive chances, and just gives us another player back there, which allows for a little bit more rest. I mean, she's still playing a ton of minutes, but I think confidence comes with your goalie playing really well. I think, there are a lot of things to be said for our defense now. I think we give up like 1.6 or 1.7 goals a game. So that alone is going to give you confidence, and then you're going to be more willing to jump up into the play if you're not so worried about what's going on the back end.
Rooney, a big part of not just Sid, but Jalen Elms, you mentioned too, allowing all your defensemen to kind of get, more involved in the offensive part of the game. Yeah,
absolutely. It starts in the net and works its way up ice. And I mean, Maddie, I can't say enough about the way that she's played all season, and it has been extremely consistent. And when your goalie's making saves, big saves, but also routine saves, I think you're able to play just a different way, and that's allowed our defensemen to get more involved in the offense. I mean, last weekend we had Healy with a goal, Hedin with maybe 2. Morin with a goal, bunch of assists. So a lot of that secondary scoring that we're getting is coming from the back end, which is pretty exciting.
When you named Maddie the starter in the preseason, did you expect her to just grab that starting role and not give it up?
I hoped, and she has done exactly what I was hoping for and more. I think she earns it every week, and is just continually still getting better. That's the exciting thing to see too, and we're excited about how she's playing now, and I know she thrives in tight games and intense environments. So as we get further along here and playoffs come around and hopefully the national tournament and things like that, I think she's going to rise to the occasion.
Have you sensed any fatigue in her, or is she just getting stronger as the year goes on?
She's good. She's taking the rest that she needs when she needs it, and is ready to go when the puck drops. So I'm pretty happy with her right now.
Like the way you guys have come out and responded in practice this week after such a big last weekend?
Yep, so we had a good practice on Monday. Tuesdays we take off, or those are skills days, those are optional days. So today will be our second team practice, and we'll get going on some key things as we prepare for UMD. But our mentality and our focus is at a higher level than I've seen before, and that's pretty exciting. They understand what we're playing for and what's on the line, and they want to keep this thing going as long as they can. So with that comes a elevated intensity at practice and focus.
North Dakota had some ups and downs earlier in the year. Do you see them rounding into form as the second half goes on?
It seems that way from their scores and what they've been doing since the start of January. They tend to play us really well, so that's all I can prepare for. You know, they like to play Minnesota, Wisconsin, and UMD tough. So whether they lost to Lindenwood and Syracuse in the first semester, I don't think it matters.
That secondary scoring, how nice is it, especially with the next couple weeks? Kaka and Laura both going to be absent for a couple games. So how important is that depth that you've kind of developed over this year? How important is that going to be over the next 2 weeks?
It's critical. It's critical. And everybody's capable of doing it. I mean, Maria Lind had a nice goal as well over the weekend. And I know some other people got real close and are dying to get on the score sheet. Demi Crossman had a nice goal. So the more that we can spread it around, I think the tougher we are to play and the more confidence we have in our team's ability to win no matter what. And some of the games might be more defensive. So as long as we're taking care of things in our end, if we can get a couple and play good defense, then I think we'll be okay.
Tough next couple weekends. How are you preparing the team for that mental and physical grind, or are you just trying not even to think past this weekend?
Well, no, we look at things, you know, talking to the strength and conditioning coach, making sure that we have a plan in place that's going to set our players up for Friday and Saturdays being at their peak level. And, you know, we as coaches are already looking at things, you know, with the Wisconsin lineup and things like that. But our players, we're just focused on having a great practice right in front of us, getting ready for North Dakota and focusing just on Friday night.
You can point to that Wisconsin series, hopefully as being the biggest series of the year thus far. But is this one maybe the biggest one so far, just to make sure that Wisconsin series means something and you can potentially catch them?
Yeah, I think we have to look at what's right in front of us. If you get too far ahead, you forget about what you need to do to even make that a special series in Wisconsin. So, yeah, North Dakota, this is big. I think this is a very difficult team. I think they're tough. I think they're smart. They have good goaltending. They're very defensive. They might not put up as many goals as they have in the past, but they keep games tight, and that's the way they want to play. So, we have to stay focused right here on the Fighting Hawks.